Hello and welcome to the other side of the kitchen table. This is Tales from the Toilet Bowl. Right, I was watching Michael McIntyre earlier and he was saying about he's got this dog and he was looking on the internet and seeing how many stars each breed had as a love dog. And a Chihuahua come out with one. Now, I must beg to disagree on this one because when I was about...
Gremlin, get down. Gremlin.
Sorry, we've got a cat on the table that's being very stubborn. Get down. Now, when I was about, I couldn't have been more than about 5 or 6, we lived in Canning Town. And there was an off licence just literally down the road to us. And I used to go in there with my dad or my brother because they go in there to get their cigarettes and I go in there to get the sweets. And there was a little dog. I thought it was a puppy dog. And I go, oh, little puppy dog, I like the little puppy dog. And there was a lady there who was a chauffeur. And her partner worked in the off licence. She used to come in with a dog after she'd done a chauffeuring job to pick up her partner. And this little dog, this little puppy dog, I thought he was great. And I'd go in there and sometimes the chauffeur lady would be behind the counter. Sometimes she'd be the other side of the counter. And the dog was always on the customer side of the counter. And if anyone come in, he used to jump up and he wouldn't bark, he wouldn't be happy. He'd run over and he'd be all round their feet. Well, I was little, so he came over to me and he'd be all round my feet. And I'd get on the floor with him. And as soon as you gave him a stroke, it was like, boom, as a belly, rub it. So I'd be rubbing his belly, and I'm a kid, I'm getting a bit vigorous. And he was like this, you would have thought he was the Rev. His leg used to go like he was on a motorbike or something, drumming the bass drum.
If you don't know who the Rev is, he was the drummer from Avenged Sevenfold.
He was like, and he loved it. And every time I went in there, I got that treatment from this little Chihuahua. So Chihuahuas are not one-star love dogs. I refuse to believe that because
I refuse to believe any dog is.
It was so sweet. It was affectionate. He'd come up, you'd give him a stroke and he'd roll over. But
Bonsai, I think his name was Bonsai, the little gremlin dog that Lara had. He was like lovely as well.
So we have like Chihuahuas who are not one-star love dogs. I don't think you can actually rely on the internet 100%. To say whether a dog is going to be an affectionate dog or not. A lot of it is
also the way you train them.
Yeah, and a lot of it is down to the dog's personality as it is. I mean, if it's a loving dog that likes people, it does like people. I mean, Michael McIntyre made me laugh because he said they're Mexican. They go, I hate her face, I hate her children, I hate her husband, and if you think you're putting me in that bag. You know, and it was
he swore a bit more than that.
Yeah, I'm family friendly. But, you know, I don't believe that Chihuahuas dislike people. I mean, they're not exactly, I wouldn't say they're particularly people dogs. But if you've got a Chihuahua, that Chihuahua can be affectionate, it can be loving, it can be playful. But they've given them a bad name. And it's like, I hate you, I want to kill you and your family, I don't need no stinging badges. You know, and they're not all like that. I mean, the majority are. The majority of Chihuahuas are pretty like, what do you want?
I started my exercise today. And I'm not doing much at the moment. It's going to go up.
It's amusing to watch.
It's very painful. Because I haven't done exercises in about.
Well, what have we got? We've got leg lunges.
Leg lunges.
Oh no, leg lunges.
I do leg lunges.
We do leg lunges. That's eating.
No, we don't.
That's
I do.
Aerobic eating. No, she does leg lunges.
I do 5 on each side at the moment because I've gone down because I have to go up. You got to work your way up.
Squats.
I hate doing squats.
She loves squats. They're her favourite.
So the leg lunges, I do 5 on each side. So I do 5 on this leg and then I do 5 on the other leg. The squats I'm doing 5.
The squats are her favourite thing.
I'm not really. Yeah. Then I do a ballet move, which is where you hold your leg in the air and you kind of pull it up. And I'm doing that for a 5-second count at the moment.
It's basically a bit like that weird dance where you put your leg up behind you, hold onto your foot, and sort of go like that. But she doesn't go like that. She just holds that leg up and stretches the thigh muscles.
Yeah, it hurts. Touch my toes 5 times.
Yeah, that's reaching for the sky.
And
then bending down and touching your toes.
Sorry, my nails are disgusting. I haven't painted them. Side leg spreads 5 times each side. That's where you lay on your side and you open your legs. That's the easiest way to put it. Suspended leg 5 times for 10 seconds.
This one is
another ballet one.
Emma's favourite thing.
I hate it. It's so painful.
You lay on the floor and you lift both legs, so they're parallel with the ceiling, and then slowly, as you count to 10, you lower them, and your foot is not allowed to touch the ground before you reach the 10 count.
So sometimes they're just hovering above the floor, and
and how does that feel?
It's agonising. I can't even usually with most exercises you put your legs up and down, and you can do that, and you don't. I'm reaching behind me it's so painful. That's that one.
But that pulls the abdominals and strengthens the thigh muscles again, and it really works on the back of the thighs. If you've got cellulite, you won't have cellulite after that.
Yeah, but you have to do it for about 2 weeks.
But you have to do 2 weeks before you actually start to see results.
Yeah.
And then once you start to see results, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm going to do that again.
And then we've got the leg spreads over the head, which is when you do the bicycle thing and you hold onto your back and you've got your back sort of stretched up. Now I have to be careful because my back injury, but you sort of stretch your back up and you're laying on the floor, so you're sort of laying on this part, and this is the only part. This and your shoulders are the only bit that touch the floor, and you've got all of your weight on the top of your back, and you spread your legs like that for 5 times. Not that I'm doing the Egyptian one. Way. The arm exercises, that's like that, and then you're like that, and then you have to clap behind you.
No, you're not just like that, are you? You're like that, and then your hand goes like that, and you're actually trying to push.
No, no, it's not. That's not what I'm doing. It's not that one. It's not that I'm doing.
No, you go like that.
Yeah,
and then you go to that. Yeah. And then when you do that, you actually really stretch and push your palm out to try and touch.
And then you have to clap behind your back.
And then you put your arms behind you and clap.
Sometimes it doesn't work though. I didn't manage to clap today, which is quite impressive because I need to work on everything. Oh right, when you're sort of sitting in half the splits and you touch your toes like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Stretching exercise.
And then I do that weird thing that they do in yoga. When you sort of lay on the floor and then you stretch your body, your top half up like that. That hurts. And I hold that for 5 seconds.
And you done that today?
But it will go up next week.
It was amusing to watch.
It was not amusing to watch. Agonising.
I was doing the counting for it. Right.
But I did start my exercises today, and people say, "Oh, when you do your exercise, you feel better." No, you bloody don't.
Well, you wait until you've had a sleep and you can't move.
Yeah, I know, and I've got to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've never done, not even ever done it, if you've exercised in the past and haven't done it for a while, then I suggest you start off on 5.
And it's gonna.
It will hurt.
It hurts doing it,
but
it hurts the day after.
These are the exercises that you can do where you can still eat whatever you want. So if you want to eat whatever you want, and 3, obviously don't eat more than 3 meals a day. Right? Don't go and go, oh, I've got to have breakfast, lunch, dinner and supper. No, just breakfast, lunch and dinner.
5 million McDonald's on it. No.
You have breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can have whatever breakfast you want. I mean, we had a mock-up fry-up today, didn't we?
Yeah. It was a mock-up fry-up because we had no sausages.
Yeah.
And we had no
tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
But as you know, I'm not eating properly anyway, so I had to force it down.
We had hash browns, we had eggs.
And mushrooms.
Mushrooms and bacon.
But as everybody knows, I'm not eating properly at the moment anyway.
But be sensible, don't have it with loads and loads of grease and drain it, whatever you're eating.
I had
Drain it.
one meal today, and that was that. I've only ate once today. Oh, I had some peanuts as well, but that isn't just peanuts. But
Yeah, but whatever you eat, if it is actually fried, then drain it, because a lot of oil or a lot of fat doesn't help anybody,
No.
does it? It's not good. Not good. So
I ate that, and that was one meal I had today, and I was almost sick.
that's
after
because
eating
of
it.
her eating disorder. That's not because she's
No.
on a diet.
Obviously, but I'm just saying.
We also fried up those peppers and onions that we ate in chicken yesterday.
Eat what you want, like obviously in moderation. I'm still drinking cherry coke. I still have sugar in my tea. You can do all that. That doesn't matter.
As long as it's not like, if you're drinking 5 litres of cherry coke a day, then that's not gonna work.
One of these bottles will do me between 1 and 2 days, sometimes even 3, depending on how much I'm drinking it. But like I'm saying, this is my energy source because I'm not eating a lot. So this is what's keeping my energy up, because it's got sugar in it.
I don't recommend Coca-Cola. I don't think it quenches thirst.
No, but if you know what you're doing with it, like I do.
But it is nice to have that sugary burst and that carbonation occasionally.
And if you're not eating properly, then it does sort of.
I don't
give you
actually
energy.
drink a lot of carbonated drinks.
No, we've got 2 bottles of Coke over there.
I usually go for juice or water or J2O.
But if you need something to give you the energy, because like I said, I ate that. What time was that? That was about 1 o'clock, wasn't
That was
it?
about 1 o'clock yesterday, yeah.
So 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that was all I had all day, apart from a bag of peanuts, which was like that, which was nothing. That has kept me going because I've been drinking cherry coke with it, so that's fine. I've been having sugar in my tea, obviously, but you can still eat what you want, have sugar in your tea, and still drink coke as long as you do it in moderation.
But if you're like me and you don't do the heavily carbonated drinks, you just like J2O, water, juice, anything like that, then you're better off really, because you're cutting down on the calories that way. This one has to have a cherry coke. She's an addict. So, as I say, you can do those exercises and have like normal drinks, well, normal to me anyway, and you'll still, you're still cutting down on the calorie intake as well. So,
like I'm saying, you can still be yourself. You don't have to change what you're eating or change what you're drinking in order to lose weight on this, because you're doing your exercises. 3 meals a day, fine. Drinking whatever you want, it's fine, as long as you're not like excessive. Like if you're drinking 2 2-litre bottles of Coke a day, then forget it. If you're drinking that's like 1.5 litres, and like I said, that can do me 2 days or sometimes 3. So in moderation.
But then again, she doesn't really eat sweets as such.
I mean, I had a bounty the other week, but
she doesn't really eat sweets as such. So that is her sugar. That is her sugar intake. Like most people have a chocolate bar, she'll have a glass of cherry coke. So it's being sensible. It's being sensible.
But
if
then
you're
again,
going to sit there and eat 500 crunchy bars, then this will not work.
I eat crisps, but since this has hit me, I've had. How long have them crisps been in that cupboard for?
That week.
Yeah, I haven't touched them, and usually they would be gone, but because I'm like, everything I eat is making me feel sick at the moment. I can drink,
but I mean,
but eating is not.
This family, my family, has got heart disease all the way through it, so we are a bit weird anyway. We won't use hard fats. We use oil.
Yeah.
This cat is standing on my finger. We use oil. And anything we eat that's been fried, be it chips, from chips to anything else that's fried, other than fried eggs, everything is drained thoroughly, because I don't particularly want to have a
Sometimes we even cook like bacon in the oven, because it drains all the fat off of it.
Oh, the
if you put it, but if you've got like a cake cooling rack, this sounds really weird, and you put that in the oven and you put your bacon on top of it, it will drain all of the fat off of it, and you've got no fat, and it makes the bacon really crispy.
I've done it many times.
It's lovely.
Or even an old grill pan, the actual rack from the grill pan.
As long as it's got slick, like even lines or holes in it, it's fine. Obviously, don't put it just straight into the oven, because then the oven will get all greasy on the bottom. Put not a baking sheet, you need a baking tray.
I usually balance mine, because it's bigger than the baking tray. It actually sits on top of it.
Yeah, but get your baking tray. Put your drainy thing on top of the baking tray or inside of the baking tray. and then put it in the oven.
When
and
did
that
you come Ainsley Harriet?
will drain any fat off whatever you've got. Obviously, you can't do eggs in the oven unless you do that thing that I do.
Tiggy obviously thinks that he's now Phil Vickery. The way he's standing there and he's supervising what we're saying about cooking.
Yes,
But there are ways and means of draining anything, but our
Also,
way is usually to
kitchen
take
roll.
cooling rack and kitchen roll.
Is
If
magic.
you do chips or something like that,
Oh, hello.
if you've cooked chips or something like that, get that same cake cooling rack, put it over something, put it over a clean roasting tin or whatever, because otherwise you just go get oil
And
everywhere.
put kitchen roll down.
Put kitchen roll on top of the the cooling rack, and then put your chips on that to drain, and that will drain any excess fat out of it. And also remember, the thicker you cut your chips, the more oil, the less surface there is for oil to absorb. So the fatter your chips, the more healthy they are.
McDonald's chips are the worst because they're cooked in sugar.
Glucose.
Well, it's
They're
still
soaked in
sugar.
glucose. We were actually looking at.
They're cooked in sugar and then they're put in glucose and then they're cooked again.
They're soaked in glucosey water, and then they're cooked again. But
In
the
sugar.
sugar content is very high on those, and the salt content is astronomical.
Yeah.
And we actually looked into how they were cooked, and yeah, McDonald's chips, I would sit there and eat them for the rest of my life if I could.
Get down.
But they are so unhealthy, it's unreal.
But the draining thing, it works with hash browns, although they usually go in the oven. But if you do fry them, you can put them, with a sheet of kitchen roll.
In the last...
Hang on, I haven't finished yet.
Sorry.
Onion rings as well, can do it like that. Anything that's fried, anything you put in your fryer, if you do it with put kitchen roll down and then drain it, it will suck up the oil and you will have no problems and it will drain it completely.
In the last 10 to 15 years, McDonald's have got better.
Can you go away? Tig,
Yeah, please.
I can't grab him because he's in a wicked position.
Thank you. In the last 10 to 15 years, McDonald's have got a bit better with the fat content, sugar content, and everything else. But back in the days, in the 80s, when McDonald's used to do everything in the CFC packaging, it was terrible. The thing was that it had no nutritional value whatsoever.
And also,
But
that
now-
stuff's bad for the environment.
Now they've started to do things like wraps and salads and things like that. The nutritional content has gone up a bit.
Just one thing though, did you know that one of their salads contains more than a packet of fries? Because of the dressing.
We've done a lot of studying on food, especially in recent years, and because we've got that. There are certain things that actually have no nutritional value, and it's all stuff that you really love. Pizza. Pizza's empty calories,
Nice one.
unless you get a thin crust pizza.
I like thin crust pizza.
Well, this is what me and Kaylee do. You get a thin crust pizza, cut it in half, have a half each. And I mean, this is a big pizza.
You can have that with salad or chips.
This is a full 8-inch pizza.
Even mash.
And we usually do it with salad because I've got a thing for salad.
Yeah.
So we usually have it
But
with
you
salad.
can do it with chips.
But you can do it with chips, especially if they're drained as I've
Well, like
as I've
I
already
said, this is not a diet. You're doing exercises, but you can eat what you
This
want.
is eating more healthy. This is a bit of healthy eating. It's not a diet. It is not.
No.
Because what other diet has chips?
Yeah.
It's just that we're just telling you how to get the fat content down and to have it make an unhealthy meal a little bit more healthy. But not
It's
by
all
much.
to do with draining, really, though, isn't it?
I am one of these people that will drive you balmy. I double boil my mince to get the fat content out of
So
it.
I.
Yeah, because you learnt that off me. Things that have got a high fat content like minced beef has got a terribly high fat
So
content.
I don't even know where the George Foreman is.
It's in the cupboard.
Okay,
So what we normally do is I'll put a very small amount of water in with the mince, and then just cook it through, run the fat off. That's all it's to do, is to run the fat off. Now a lot of people say, "Oh, you're losing all the flavour." You're not. You're not fully cooking it through. You're part cooking it to get the fat out of that. And when you do it, it's horrible. It's got like yellow scum on the top. You can see the amount of fat that's in it. It's disgusting.
And about frying your mash, your mince, don't do
You
that.
cannot fry your mince, but run the fat off first. But then
Don't
again,
do
I
that.
consider that as putting more fat into it
Yeah.
because you got to oil your frying pan before you put that in. But
I had a bolognese on someone's house and it made me feel ill because I'm pampered and I'm so used to it being without the
because
fat.
I render the fat off of everything if I can. They had just got the mince and thrown it in the frying pan. Now, you can do it that way if that's why you do it. That's why you've learned to do it. Fine.
Don't do that.
But I don't do it that way because I know that there is a lot of fat in that mince. And when you actually render the fat off, you can see the fat come off. It's a horrible orangey yellow scum that you get on top. Disgusting. And I render that off. And then if you're doing something like bolognese, which has got things like tomatoes in it, some people say don't put garlic in it. I do.
You put garlic in everything.
There's one guy and he puts a glass of milk in it, and I've yet to try that. I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm sure that that's delicious. But a lot of people say don't put garlic
That was
in
Nate,
it.
wasn't it?
That heavy metal guy.
Yeah, Nate.
I believe
On that.
in putting as much in as I can, and I've got herbs in there. I've got spices going in there. I've got tomatoes going in there. I've got mushrooms going in there. You name it. I have also put a spoonful of instant coffee in it before because it just makes the beef taste richer.
So I was just redoing my lips.
You know, you don't have to sacrifice flavour just to render the fat off of it. And I always render the fat
Let me just
off.
say something. This little thing my mum bought me years ago. It's lip gloss. I've had this for years. I
And
love it.
Nate, who Kay was just referring to, he's like a heavy metal chef.
Yeah, and that's
He
what his
swears
channel
a
is,
lot,
and that's
though.
what I reckon.
He does swear a lot, though.
It's Australian.
I will
isn't it?
warn you,
I think
he
he's
swears a
Australian.
lot. And
It's funny.
he actually puts the fat in the frying pan and then renders the fat off in the frying pan. He will just get it, cook it, and then pull the fat out. You can do it that way. But it's just that I always render it off with a bit of water because I don't want to risk burning the mince. So I usually just do it with you don't need a lot of water. If you've got, say, kilogram mince. It's okay, I'm working in imperial measures here. If you've got a kilo of mince, then a teacup and a half, a teacup, not a mug, a teacup and a half is usually more than enough water to render that fat off. You only just want enough water to stop that fat from catching and to render the fat off it. So that's how we do
I
it.
have a question for Michelle. In that comment, what dress was you referring to? Because I was confused.
And I have a comment for Leanne. I have a question for Leanne. Why didn't you comment?
Yeah, Leanne.
We're missing
You're
you.
slacking.
I thought you died.
You're
Because,
slacking.
as I say, I've always said it and I will say it again. Comments are the lifeblood of this channel.
Yeah.
You comment, we'll do it. We'll cover it. We'll
I
try
didn't
and do what
actually
we can.
message Michelle back, but I was talking to her on Messenger. That's probably why. But what dress? Tell me. I don't know what dress. I think it might be the pentagram one, but I'm not sure.
You know, comment. If you know a better way to do mince than we do it, comment. That's
Yeah.
nice. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're boiling all the flavour out of that mince." No, I don't fancy it. No.
That is nice. Like I said, I can't eat mince if it's not been drained.
It doesn't. You don't lose anything on flavour. You just lose a lot of fucking fudging. That's the first time I've done that, isn't it? Fudging. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You just lose a lot of fudging, calories and fat and nasty stuff.
Ouch! At least when I done it, when I saw you couldn't really tell.
I am from the East End. I swear, as a matter of course, it's part of my vocabulary. I don't actually do it to get shocks or anything like that.
That shocked me.
And I just dropped an F-bomb and I'm terribly sorry because I've been family friendly and I've been good all this time and then finally
Ouch!
one moment of negligence and I have just ruined my good record. But comment and tell me
Screwed it
how
up
bad
now.
I am. Comment and tell me what an evil person I
See,
am.
we will use words like screw up, like screwed it up like she just did. We'll use words like that. Bloody. Bloody is a good word. We use bloody. I said bugger before, but we do not go above that. She just did.
I just did.
I did say that same word once, but you couldn't really tell.
I usually cover it, but I
See, I was
didn't
being
cover it.
quiet. If I was talking, then you wouldn't have even noticed. But no, I went silent then.
Yeah, she's done it on purpose. I think. But
Because I knew you was going to say that, didn't I?
yeah, I am terribly sorry if I offended anyone with my use of the F word, but it's me, I'm afraid. Sorry. I'll be
Rude.
quiet now.
Yeah, she's rude. That's what she is. But you know, like there are certain words that we use that are not particularly family friendly.
Even when I've had absolute rants, I haven't done that.
No, you sod as well.
And I just lost it, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But you know, like small words that ain't really swearing.
If you meet me and you know me,
Can you get down?
Not if it's a first meeting. I don't go around swearing
Tiggy.
like a navvy on the, I don't go around swearing like a navvy on the first meeting. But if you meet me, you will know that I do actually swear quite a lot during a conversation. But I don't usually just.
It was her idea to do this channel family friendly as well. That's what's really annoyed me.
I said sorry.
I don't care.
Oh, come on. I don't think many people watch this channel anyway. I ain't had no subscribers.
You've got 15?
And a lot of people on YouTube swear a lot more than I just did.
We've got 15.
Nate is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. I got infected.
Alex Hefner.
Alex Hefner does occasionally
It's
swear.
occasionally.
Well, it says quite a lot. You know, a lot of YouTubers swear a lot
Stevie
more
T.
than I
No,
just
Stevie
did.
T doesn't. He blanks his out. He swears, but he like bleeps it
Not
out.
always.
Yeah, he does.
Not always.
Yeah, he does. He does always bleep it out.
But anyway, I'm sorry if I offended him.
But Dang Matt Smith is also family friendly. So.
I apologise for my use of foul language there. And kids don't do it because it's not a good idea, because it's not big and it's not clever and it makes
Doesn't make you look cool. It
Like-
just makes you look like you've got a small vocabulary, mother.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am. I can't even use the word thick because that's what the Americans call fat.
So, don't drink. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. Don't swear.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. Don't do what I did.
If you're not at school at the moment because of the lockdown, stay watching that Zoom and internet classrooms.
And stay watching us.
And stay watching us because we are entertaining.
But don't drink, smoke, swear, do drugs. Don't do it.
If we do it, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
Cause
Don't drink tea. It's a drug.
it is a caffeine.
Don't drink Coke because it's also a drug.
Yeah, it's caffeine too.
And sugar. Sugar's very highly addictive as well. So don't have sugar. Just don't do anything. Don't live, okay? No, don't live your life. Because everything you do is wrong.
Research this. Do you know? 1 can of Monster has 4 times the amount of sugar that Coke has.
Because it gives you energy.
The thing is, Coca-Cola has got sugar in it. It's got 5 teaspoons of sugar per glass, per serving.
Yeah, that's not a pint glass like what I've got. That's like a smallie glass. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
half
I'm
a
just
pint.
saying, per serving.
Oh, is it 250 mil?
Quarter.
I'm not sure. 250 mil.
So, you know, I'm
Sure.
saying...
Is that on there?
I'm saying that, you know, per serving, that has got 5 teaspoons of sugar. That is 5 ounces if we're talking imperial measures.
Yeah, 250 mils. It's got 28 grams of sugar.
4 ounces is a quarter of a
1%.
pound, and it is £2 2 ounces to a kilogram. So that should give you some indication on how much sugar we're talking about. So if you've got a normal serving of Coke, that has got 5 teaspoons, which is 1 off of a quarter of a pound. That is one ounce off. And we're talking 4 times that amount. So that's 5, 10, 15. That's 20 teaspoons of sugar per serving.
But 250 mil. That's... Oh, what's 250 millilitres? I've got anything for 250 millilitres. I guess that's probably like that glass, I guess. That cup.
Yeah,
Probably 250.
250.
So you drink one of them a Monster and you're screwed,
Well, that is like
basically.
4 ounces is a quarter of a pound. It's £2 2 ounces to a kilogram. Now, if you're good at maths, or you've got a kid who's good at maths, they can probably work this out. I am dim.
Oh, you don't
so-
know maths.
I'm numerically dyslexic, and
All I'm good at is decimal points and percentages.
so the thing is, I mean, that is a lot of sugar either way. And 20 ounces, I mean, it's 12 ounces to a pound. So it's over a pound of sugar. So you're talking about half a kilo.
So when you are actually like drinking a can of Monster, a full can, it's quite a big can, you're probably drinking about a bag of sugar.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And my carer actually drank so much Monster because he was
Nearly gave
drinking
himself a
a
heart
couple
attack.
of cans a day. He nearly gave himself a heart attack. He was taken into hospital with chest pains, and we thought he was actually having a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I know some of you out there drink Lucozade like water. You know,
Leanne used to drink Lucozade a lot.
so did I. And if you're thirsty, the first thing you do is reach for a glass of Lucozade.
Not me.
Lucozade is another one, but they're a bit craftier because whereas most people put down sugar, they put down glucose. Glucose is sugar.
It's just like syrupy sugar. It's like glucose. My nan used to get it.
I get it.
Okay, she gets it as well. You can use it in cake decorating and all sorts of things. It's in a little jar, and it's like liquid sugar. That's what it is. It's liquid sugar. So it is sugar. It's just in liquid form.
So
it's like a runny gel.
if it says sugar, glucose, there's another one, isn't there? Sugar, glucose, and there's another one. I'm not a nutritionist. I can't remember the name of them. I think it's sucrose.
Yeah, I think it is sucrose. I think so.
These are all sugar. Whichever way you want to slice it, they are still sugar.
Yeah.
And if sugar is the enemy, as it seems to be, then don't, that's not what you need.
This is the silly thing, right? I drink cherry Coke like it's water. I do. I mean, but I'm not one of these people. You've got these people where, I don't drink anything, I just drink Coke. No, I don't do that. I drink Coke, yes, I do. I drink water, I drink milk, I drink tea, right? So, like I said...
If you just drink Coke, and it's just Coke, you are risking liver damage because of the sugar and the caffeine content. I make sure that she drinks plenty of water interspersed with Coke, and she goes, don't like it tastes horrible.
Yeah, but I drink milk as well.
But I'm just saying, water is a very important part of the diet if you've got a sugar-rich diet.
I want to show our fishies something.
What are you showing the fishies?
This. Right. Despite what people say, I've been on this diet. This is a diet I'm talking. I've been on this diet and it did kind of work. But the meal bars don't fill you up, do they? I told you.
You told me, but I was not.
So I got this, and it was this Slim Fast. This is the chocolate one that I don't like. It's horrible. They're both horrible. I got the vanilla one as well, and that's also horrible. But I got this, and it was in like a pack, and it was like the full diet pack for 7 days. So this is what you're supposed to have for breakfast, I think.
That's 230 calories a serving, though.
Yeah, I know, but this is you're supposed to have that on its own for breakfast. This is your breakfast, right? I might actually go back onto this because I'm not eating a lot, so it might actually do me some good to go back onto that at the moment. Why I'm not eating. I've got Simply Vanilla and I've got chocolate. But this one came in a pack, and you got like meal bars with it. You got the little pretzels. Now the pretzels, they're really nice because they're cream
cheese and chive.
Cream cheese and chive, so nice. They are really, really nice. And the little cheesy biscuits, they're really nice as well. But the meal bars, right? They tasted nice. They had chocolate on them. They were really, really nice. They tasted really nice, really good. They're supposed to be meal bars. They didn't do anything. Like, I was like, okay, so I'm going to eat a meal bar. I always end up having one of them with it because it just wasn't filling me up. But the problem with this is when you do it, you're supposed to stick it in a glass and whisk it around. There's lumps. And they taste horrible. You tasted that, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's not very nice. It's got no sugar in it. You can taste there's no sugar in it, obviously, because it's for dieting. But it's disgusting. This one's better.
I know it's supposed to be a meal, but 230 calories is still pretty high.
Yeah, but that's because it's your breakfast. And breakfast is the most important meal of the day, apparently. I don't know. But, you know, because I'm not eating, like, I'll probably have something to eat once.
Yeah, but that one is as well.
Yeah, I know they both are. I'll probably have something to eat once in the day, and then I'll probably go on to my milkshakes because that will work. But with these, if you've got the whole thing. Like they give you exercises that don't work. This can work if you do it properly. Now, my old boss, he used to drink the Slim Fast, but he was eating normally as well. Innit? It's not called Slim Fast; it's called Fat Fast. Reason being, he was drinking the milkshakes 3 times a day with meals, proper food, and not exercising. You wonder why he got fat. So it's Slim Fast if you follow the way you're supposed to do it. You know, you have one of these for breakfast. I probably will have one for lunch and one for dinner. So that's like 2. So that'd be like 460 calories.
Right, yeah.
Which is fine.
Later this week, I'm going to go and get some stock so I can actually do the quiche, the tuna quiche.
Yeah, because we've still got loads of tins of tuna.
Yeah, I haven't got any stock, which is why I haven't been making anything in pastry.
What is the amount of calories you're supposed to have for a woman? It's 1,500 a day, isn't it?
I believe so.
So you think about it, that actually ain't that bad. If I'm having one of them for lunch and one for dinner, because I'm only eating once a day, struggling to eat once a day, that's 460 calories. So that's 2 meals.
But then that is the recommended one. When I am dieting, I don't go above 1,000 if I can help
Yeah,
it.
but even then.
But then again, when I diet, I try to get results as soon as possible, because if I don't see results within the first 2 weeks, I sort of give up trying, really. And the reason I'm not dieting or trying to lose weight at the moment is because I've got a double hernia. And if I lose this weight, I would be the funniest shape imaginable. I'm a weird shape now, but I look like I've got an egg. Sort of like just under my boobs, so I'm not actually attempting to
Baby
lose
milk,
weight
look,
at the
it's
moment.
like baby milk. Is that baby milk?
Powder, it's just powder.
I know.
It looks like Nesquik.
But it doesn't
It
taste like
smells gorgeous, but the taste is foul.
It doesn't smell good. Ugh.
No, when that was made up, when you was making it, I was
Oh,
like,
when it was, when I was made it was nice. But
yeah.
it's got no flavour to it because it's got no sugar in it. Now that's good. And I will probably go back on. I'll probably go back onto this later actually because I need to lose the weight as well. So I'm actually using my eating disorder to an advantage. At the moment. Don't do that, by the way.
You have a house full of children. I was wondering, have you ever made them cool cat shakes?
Oh, they're nice. I can't have them at the moment, though. I'd be sick.
It's basically, if you've got a blender, or if you haven't got a blender, it doesn't matter because you can do this with a whisk. You get
that will work, but that...
You get milk. You stick a big dollop of vanilla ice cream in it. And then you can add flavouring to it. You can put in a couple of spoons of drinking chocolate and you've got chocolate milkshake. You can add some fruit juice to that, and then you've got a fruity milkshake. It's just a thick milkshake. You can make it as thick or as thin as you wish, like a McDonald's milkshake, really thick, because it's the ice cream content. And it's just making milkshakes for the kids that have ice cream in them.
Just to say, when you're using Slim Fast, you don't need to use fresh milk. You can use your HT milk. And this is skimmed milk, so that's even better.
Well, we use semi-skimmed milk as a matter of course anyway, because
It's only got 34 calories in it.
It's this high cholesterol thing that we've got.
You're on the calorie counting diet, which I'm not, but if you want to lose weight, this is skimmed milk. It's your HT skimmed milk, and that you want away.
Now, there's something else I'm going to say about sugar as well. If you're diabetic, you can use something called fructose, which is fruit sugar. It is not sugar. Diabetics can use it safely. It is still fattening. It still contains the same amount of calories as sugar. So, although you think you're eating healthily and you're having fructose, it's exactly the same. Same with brown sugar. People go, oh, brown sugar's healthier. It's just not bleached or refined as much.
So
It
it's still the same
has
amount.
the same calories, and it still has the same health risks as any other sugar.
Yeah.
And the reason why sugar is so dangerous is because when you have your sugar, it gives you a high. when that sugar's wearing off, you crash.
Yep.
And that is where the problems are. It's not actually the sugar comes